Good morning, everyone. This is Farjana Hridy. Today's my topic is about the Triffin Dilemma. What is Triffin Dilemma, and what was the story about the Triffin Dilemma? So now I'm going to explaining about the Triffin Dilemma is the conflict of economic interest that arises between the short-term domestic and long-term international objectives for countries whose currencies serve as the global reserve currencies. The dilemma was identified in the 1960s by Belgian-American economist Robert Triffin, who pointed out that the country whose currency being the global reserve currency and foreign nations wish to hold must be willing to supply the world with an extra supply to fulfill world demand for these foreign exchange reserves, leading to a trade deficit. The Bretton Woods Agreement was established in 1944 to create a stable international monetary system after the Second World War. Under this system, the US dollar was paged to gold and other major currencies were paged to the US dollar. The US dollar became the world's primary reserve currencies. And then, for instance, the US dollar played a dual role at the Bretton Woods system, and it served as the national currency for the United States as in the international reserves currency. The dual role led to the Triffin Dilemma. United States had to provide sufficient dollars to the rest of the world to support global trade and liquidity. However, United States and need to determine trade deficits, leading to an overflow dollars, and simultaneously other countries held US dollars as reserve. Robert Triffin observed that the United States faced increasing difficulties in maintaining both domestic economic stability and the international role of the dollar. And as the global currency started expanding, the demand for dollars got increasing and then leading to the structural trade deficits for the United States. In 1960s, the United States faced growing trade deficits and foreign central banks accumulated significant amounts of United States, and the United States also started experiencing inflationary pressures. In 1971, the President Richard Nixon abandoned the gold and the United States as convertibility, ending to the Bretton Woods system. And this move known as the Nixon shock, which was partly driven by the unsustainable nature of the Triffin Dilemma. After the collapse of the Bretton Woods system, the major currencies started to float against each other, and the United States dollar continued to serve as the primary reserve currency. Triffin Dilemma remained as the United States continued to face challenges in balancing to domestic and the international monetary responsibilities. At the end, Triffin Dilemma has continued to be as a topic of discussion where the international monetary system has evolved. There are some reforms in the global monetary system often touch upon the challenges highlighted by the Triffin, where the role of the United US dollars and the rise of the alternative currencies and potentials. Thanks for the listening.